I did my Stranger Things Season 5 homework this weekend, aka I watched A Wrinkle in Time, and I've talked before about how I think this movie predicts Season 5, but I had never actually watched it in its entirety, so now here are my updated thoughts. First of all, the characters use something called a tesseract. This is a screenshot from the movie. I didn't know much about what this is, and the movie doesn't explain it very well, so I looked into it further, and a tesseract is the fourth dimension. It allows people to time travel. Now think for a second, where have we heard the number 4 before? 4 chimes, Vecna's clock. I think he might be trying to build a tesseract. That might be his endgame, and it makes sense because we know Vecna hates chronological time. I also noticed some really important parallels between Will and the kid who gets targeted by the villain in A Wrinkle in Time, and I think they're really important for understanding what might happen to him in Season 5. Now, the villain, or the It, wants Charles for 2 reasons. One is because he has special abilities that the It wants to exploit. We know that Will also has some special latent abilities because we've seen him use True Sight, we've seen him shadow walk, and Vecna knows it. In other words, if Vecna can control Will, then he can use his abilities in the same way that the It uses Charles Wallace's abilities. The second reason that the It wants Charles Wallace is because his intelligence makes him a threat to it. It wants to control everyone, it wants everyone to conform, and he won't. Vecna similarly values the hive mind, which, keep in mind, has constantly been compared to a virus. And the thing about a virus is that once you get it and once you recover, you get some sort of immunity to it. Will could very well be connected but immune to the hive mind, and if that's the case, he's also a threat to Vecna. Which is why I am 100% certain that Vecna's going after Will in Season 5. Not to kill him, but to control him. Notice how Episode 6 is called Escape from Camazotz? This is from A Wrinkle in Time. Camazotz is where the It hypnotizes Charles Wallace. It shows him visions and absorbs his consciousness in that way to gain control over his mind. Now take a look at this shot from the teaser. Especially this right here. Will is clearly in a trance. I think Vecna is absorbing Will's mind in the same way the It absorbed Charles's mind. And the question is, will he be successful? In the movie, Charles does end up coming out of possession because his sister uses love to break him out of it. We have seen this before in Stranger Things, right here. I think there's going to be a parallel scene in Season 5. And it could be Joyce again who snaps Will out of Vecna's curse, or it could be someone else. I don't know about you guys, but to me, these two outfits look very, very similar. And if you don't know who that is Charles's sister. That is who saves him. Not only does Mike repeatedly break Will out of his trances in Season 2 and Season 3, but also this would not be the first time that he was dressed up as a character from a very famous movie that a Stranger Things season was based on in order to foreshadow his relationship to Will in that season.